Doing a quick mic check here. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Ooh. That's a pretty significant delay, but I guess we can deal with that. Check 1 2, check 1 2. That's a pretty significant delay, but I guess we can deal with that. Check 1 2, check. All right. It never fails that these dogs are just barking up a storm right when I start to broadcast. Oh, it puts me right in my happy place, neighbors. Okay, well, let's just see what we got. So of course this is M42. We are using a special piece of software with, believe it or not, a guider, and we are viewing these objects tonight live. So every dog that barks and every image that doesn't come up correctly, you know that it's happening right then and live. So nothing we can do to fix those problems that happen. You might hear a train, you might hear a helicopter flying over, you're certainly going to hear dogs. I don't think you're going to hear the rooster, but I can't make any guarantees. So that's the quick lowdown of some of the sound effects that I have out here where I am at. By the way, I'm broadcasting from Middle Tennessee. That's all I'm going to tell you. And we'll go from there. So this is, of course, M42. This is in the Sword of Orion. And actually, so that you can go ahead and see a little bit more of what we're talking about, we will show you our Sky Safari app. This is a Mac or iOS software product. I absolutely love it. In fact, it's one of the main reasons that I have a piece of software and hardware that permits me to use this Mac, because the software is just so good to me. Hopefully the scaling, gosh, this is the first time I'm kind of trying this on the YouTube as well. Hopefully the scaling comes through a little bit better. I've got this running on a laptop next to me, and it does appear quite fuzzy on the YouTube stream. I'm not too sure why, but gosh, I sure hope it's a little bit better. Anyway, you can see whereabouts we are pointing. This is the prominent constellation in the western horizon right now, good old Orion, as we are saying goodbye to the winter constellations. I wish we were saying goodbye to winter weather. I'm sure everybody does, because I know quite a few people up in the Northeast that are still having snow. But anyway, we're kicking those out, so to speak, and we're getting into our spring slash early summer constellations. Well, early summer will be much, much later in the night. We probably won't be up that much, but we certainly have our spring constellations coming up. So let's take a look over here before it gets too low. We are going to go over to M1, the first object on Charles Messier's list. So we are going to slew the telescope over to that. We're going to clear out some of these images here. Hopefully our go-tos are looking good. We'll see here shortly. M1 is a supernova remnant, and I think it's there. Let's crank this up a bit. Yep, it's going to be there in just a moment. Okay, so let me get my guiding going, and we will get M1 coming on in here on the screen here. Now, M1's brighter than M42. In fact, M42 is something that you can go out and see with your naked eye practically. But M1, not quite. You can glimpse it with a good pair of binoculars, decent enough sky, but telescopes really give you quite a bit of more aperture and helps you out with that. So let us make sure we got everything else going. We are now looking at M1. I will show you a quick little image. We're going to be right up to the upper right-hand corner a little bit of the moon. And this is what we are going to see. Now this, of course, is going to be a color image. We are not going to have color in our stream. We are going to be monochrome, just because that's the type of camera that I'm using. But we should be able to see some decent detail here in a moment. So there it is. There is our M1. And let's go ahead and get that to be stacked up a bit. Not as great of an image as I was hoping for, but hey, we are seeing it. And that's the main point here when we are doing this electronically assisted astronomy, is we are here to observe these objects. There we go. That just a bit. So of course that is what we're seeing. Of course you're not seeing it because I haven't turned it on yet. There you go. Now you're able to see it through the stream right now. And we'll get a little bit better image here as we what's called stack the images here. And of course, again, I'm right outside in the thick of things, so I'm technically in a 10 by 16 shed. Well, as I should now call my control room slash observatory. But the dogs, the neighbor's dogs, are right there behind us. And they're very loud. They're very vocal tonight. But of course, because we are doing something live and on the air. So of course they're going to go ahead and be barking. So this is our 3 stacks so far of our image. As you can see, the stacks get rid of some of the noise in the background, smooths out a little bit of the background, and permits us to get a little bit better detail on M1 than what we would perhaps normally be able to see. Not the best M1 that I've seen, but it is kind of low. as you can see here through our, well, you can't, let me flip it back to our Sky Safari. You can see it now in the western sky there. I don't think the moon is playing too much of a factor. Usually the moon can wash out things, but the moon's not really that bright tonight. Small little crescent, but we are able to pick up M1 at least here and share it online. So this is Charles Messier's first object that he was able to see. It's actually a supernova remnant. The supernova was visible by Chinese astronomers in 1054 is when it actually exploded. And you're seeing all of that outer material here in this image, pretty little image here, from the Sky Safari app. Yeah, let's see what additional information here. One of the cool things, if you were around in 1054 AD, it would have been magnitude -6. That's 4 times brighter than Venus and easily visible during the day. So that would have been pretty cool to see. Let's go back to our Sky Safari, or no, our actual computer image now. Hopefully that is coming through. Got about 6 stacks so far. Usually after 5 it doesn't really do much better after about 5 stacks, but we'll let this continue to run here. You're certainly able to see a little bit of the details, the wisps and different knots and such of the material within the nebula, within the remnant itself, the supernova remnant, in our brief little exposure here of 45 seconds. There we go. We have stacked 7 so far. It's doing quite well. Oh, okay. Thanks for stopping on, Muggsy. Yeah, those neighbors with their pesky lights there. Thanks for stopping in over there in the UK. It's quite early for you. That was somebody popping in on the chat room from the UK, across the big pond. It's always nice with this type of format to go ahead and talk and see other people. I usually do it on a different site, but I'm having problems with a piece of software that site uses to broadcast on, so I'm on YouTube for a bit, and I might actually do some experimenting tonight with some Facebook Live broadcasting too. I've never done it through Facebook Live, so kind of interested in that too. I was wondering if I'm using a product called OBS. Wonder if OBS can do Facebook live streaming. I'm not sure. So we're just about at 10 stacks here with M1. My focus might be a tad off. Stars look okay. They don't maybe look as perfect as I could get them, but they aren't too bad, I guess. Dogs. Oh, the dogs are going crazy out there. So glad that I have a dog that just does not bark unless somebody's at the door. Doesn't even bark when these dogs are going off. He's just chill. He's very cool. All right, so we are going to actually stop our exposure here, and we'll leave M1 up for a while. We'll mute here for a bit. Good Lord. Okay, now hopefully you YouTubers won't get too upset, but I am going to actually do a little bit of experimenting here, and I'm going to leave. I will probably come back, but we're going to see how Facebook live streaming works just as playing around. So at least you got the opportunity to see M1. Depending upon how the live stream goes here, I'm going to either be back or I won't be back. So thanks for checking it out at the time, and hope to see you again. Probably do a lot of broadcasting with the moon and the planets maybe here on YouTube and mix it up some. So please don't forget, hit the subscribe button and check out the blog site. And we also have a podcast. If you go to Spreaker, that's SPREAKER.com, and look for the Eyepiece channel there. You can also head directly to our blog site. Just go to @theeyepiece.org, and that'll resolve it.